Hey, what's up you guys? It's me, G6 Sniper here, and we're back with another gameplay commentary for you guys. Well, this one isn't really a gameplay commentary, it's more of just a showcase. This is DayZ. A lot of you guys, I'm sure, have heard of the game, and probably even play it if you're watching this video. This is just gonna showcase, in the new 1.26 update, render distance. So currently, I have my settings all to extreme, or these two are extreme because this is the terrain and object visibility, which determines what you see in the world. Then all this other stuff I just set to low so I'd get the best frames to showcase this. But so I got another character over here. I'm playing on my own local server on my own network, and I've actually got it set up here. So this is that guy you guys see in the distance. This is the farthest that you can see people right now. It's set to, I've got him at like 1100 meters, give or take. And switching back to my main computer, you can see down there, I can barely see him, he's just a little dot. If I pull out something like the Tundra, this one actually has a better scope on it. So you can see he's all the way out here. Now if I take control of this character, this guy, and I move him, you can see I'm moving in the other, on my main PC. If I go this way, he'll just disappear. And that's because there's like, it's probably like a hard code setting or something like that for players rendering. See, they'll pop in and out at a certain distance, and it's set to 1100 meters. So anything really past that, you're not going to be able to see anyone. And it doesn't matter if this is client or server side for the setting. It's just set to that. So like right now, if I go to my video settings, and I turn this down, something like even just medium, I believe, is honestly a really good setting to see people, but you'll still be able to see like a little bit of extra. You know, it's not too much farther, but honestly, you could even go to low and apply these settings, and I can still see them. It's not as clear as it is with setting it to medium, but the terrain visibility, actually setting that to medium, leaving the object at low, I can still see him. It's not as foggy. But yeah, it's kind of like just a setting I wanted to show you guys, showcase that. Even though with the new render distance, I believe these go up by like 1,000 or so per setting. Like I know like medium's like 1600, no, medium's like 2200, high is like 28, and like the highest one is like 3500. This actually, the terrain can go up even higher than the object. Highest the object can go on extreme is like 3500. And that's kind of just, I don't know how they, depending on how they decide to set up, but terrain you can go extreme. That's rendering everything at 10,000 meters, I believe. But I usually tend to keep it on medium. That's a good distance, I feel. You know, you're not really gonna need to see anything past that, and your frames will be pretty decent too. I mean, I've got a 3080 for my main computer, so I can see, you know, or I can run this game pretty well, honestly. And you can see different towns and stuff like that. But I just kind of wanted to showcase this, and I'll even show you guys here. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and show you my server settings, so you guys can see, even if the server side settings are set to 10,000, I'm not gonna be able to see this guy any farther than 1100 meters. Alright guys, so now we're going back on my, this is my second computer that I used to record and edit videos and all that stuff. This is the computer I use to do like all the taxing work, and this is the one I decided to set up my server on. So if I go into my server here, I have my DayZ server. It's under program files, Steam apps, common, and then DayZ server. If I go to the server DayZ config file right here, there's these two lines that I added They're not in here by default, but I have them commented out currently. If I go ahead and delete these, oh, hold on one second. I think I have it set to, no, it is not read only. Oh, using the wrong keyboard. If I go ahead and delete these lines, so this isn't commented out anymore. Now the render distance, that the maximum render distance that you can see at is 10,000 meters. So if I go ahead and relaunch the server now with those saved settings, and actually the only like way to sort of, I don't know, like save these settings, I'm going back over here on my main computer now and going under my, if you go under your documents, you'll find a folder for DayZ. And then here's where you can actually change in your DayZ settings. So mine's 15072 settings. Right here is your render and your view distance. You can change these, but even if I set these both to 10,000, I feel like the reason why they don't have it set up this way is because honestly, even with like this computer that I have, it's incredibly hard for me to run this game with these settings. Everything else is on low, but these settings are set to high. So I'll go ahead and launch the game again, and I'll show you guys. Alright guys, we loaded back in here. Now as you can see, I can obviously see things way farther than before, but this game is just like stuttering like crazy right now. I can see all the way back. I think that's Berezino. Yeah, I can see all the way to Berezino, the docks, freaking everything. But as far as my guy out here, my other guy, he still only renders, and this is with both settings, you know, cranked all the way up on the server side and my client side. This guy, if I move him, he will still disappear outside of that 1100 meter range, you know. Anything farther than that and players just won't spawn in. Currently there's no setting. I personally don't see them ever changing the setting, honestly, because if they were to do that, it would, I mean, this, like right now, if I run my server, or not my server, my frame counter, I'm getting like 30 frames max, and it's just dropping, and everything else, all my other settings are set to low besides these two. But when you have it just on extreme, without modifying it, see how it reverted, and I apply that, then I can't see that far. So really the farthest it renders objects at is that pretty much the high setting, I'd say. Anything past that you can't really see. But what I like to play at personally, I just keep these on medium, and then apply these. I feel like that's a really good render distance because I can still see him pretty clearly, even if I were to like move him around and stuff. Let me try and do this with both keyboards. So I can still kind of see him running. Actually, I can't see him at all unless I'm scoped in, but you can see him running here. My other guy doing some serpentine. Let's go ahead and move him over here. I'll try unscoping, see if I can see him. Yeah, I can still see him. But what I like to do, the way I like to have my settings, I typically do medium, object detail. This is like how detailed things are. A lot of these I'll run at actually extreme detail. So object detail, texture detail, shadow detail even. Texture filtering, you want that on high. That gives you the best looking frames, or not frames, but like the clearest image. Terrain surface detail, I actually just set this to medium. what that does is, I don't want to discard. I'll apply these. I'll go down to the ground here, and you guys can see. So the ground kind of elevates when you have it to where it's like actually supposed to be. If you have it on low, see how it kind of like raises up and stuff like that. Medium is pretty much where you want to have it set, so then the ground's always going to be where the ground's at. Process anti-aliasing, I like to have this actually on medium as well. The more you add this, so like I'll show you guys, here's disabled, you can kind of see there, and if I put it on oh wait, I don't want to do that. If I put it on extreme, it adds like a little bit of haziness to it versus like in order to like smooth things out. So I'll keep this typically on low, and then foliage smoothing, you always want that enabled. What that does is it makes like trees, bushes, everything like that look a bit better. Ambient occlusion, I keep disabled. If you have that enabled, it makes everything even darker than and harder to see too. It makes people harder to see. Post-process quality, I feel like this, it says it deals with the effects of rain and God rays and bokeh effect. I feel like this like is tied into the blood that you see splatter. So I leave this on high, so then you can tell if you get a hit on someone from 1100 meters or closer. You can always tell a lot easier. Water reflections I just keep disabled. But these are my personal settings I like to run the game at. I feel like it looks the best. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to, just showcase that for you guys. And see, I can still see this guy fairly clearly. If I go back up to the tower, there's really no need for it to be even higher than medium, honestly, for your render distance settings. Just because... Oh, where'd he go? I don't know where I landed. Let's see. I'm all the way frickin' over here. There you go. Now I see him jumping around, skipping around. You can see him running. Stuff like that. It's actually not too hard to see people within this render distance. And like I was saying, you could even have your settings, honestly, this set to medium and set this to low. I mean, it'll get rid of those few trees in the back, but the game will run like super smooth. Like right now I'm getting 300 frames, over 300 frames a second with my settings like this. And I'm never gonna, not be able to see anybody with these settings on low. But I like to set it to medium just for a little bit of a better aspect, better visual aspect. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to show you guys that even with the new settings, it's not going to change much as far as unless they update something to where you can see past that 1100 meter mark. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this little showcase of the new visuals and stuff like that. Definitely expect more DayZ content from me. I definitely plan on making more. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next gameplay. Peace.